Hello, everybody. All right, so today is Thursday, August the 8th, 2024. Hopefully everybody's having a good week thus far. So a little bit of a change up. Last night I did say we were going to continue on with the anime stuff, but I came to find out that apparently after I guess a couple months hiatus, Chris Braley has decided to start doing the independent comic showcase um, articles again. So we'll be covering that tonight, the number 280 tonight. So but as we wait to see if anybody else shows up here, um, if you guys can help out by liking and sharing the stream and see if we can get some more friendly people in here to engage, that'd be appreciated. Also, if anything here grabs your attention, feel free to comment and or ask questions, and I will try to answer questions to the best of my ability. So we'll again talk a little bit more about in a moment here as we give people a chance to come in. Give it a minute or so before we talk about what's on tap for tonight. So, Hong Kong Fooey, number one super guy. Hong Kong Fooey, quicker than a human eye. Chi chong, chi wah wah wah. Hong Kong Fooey, that's terrific. Everybody shout, come on, let's hang out. It's time for the groovies get together. We're gonna see just how funny they can be. Well, it's time for the Groovy Ghoulie Show. Do, 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 do. Hmm. Life is like a hurricane here in Duckburg. Race cars, lasers, aeroplane. It's a duck blur. Might solve a mystery or rewrite history. DuckTales. Ooh, you've been waiting, I've been waiting. DuckTales. Ooh, you've been waiting, I've been waiting. DuckTales. And it's a stranger out to find you. Grab onto some DuckTales. Ooh, you've been waiting, I've been waiting. DuckTales. Ooh, you've been waiting, I've been waiting. DuckTales. Sometimes some crimes go slipping through the crack, but these two gumshoes are picking up the slack. No case too big, no case too small. When you need help, just call Chip and Dale's Rescue Ranger. Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers. And to the phone, red and white and blue, and Chip and Dale's Rescue Rangers. Chip and Dale's Rescue Rangers. Chip and Dale. Let's see what time. Okay, so now we're at the 4 minutes. So, okay, so here's what's on tap for tonight. As I said before, we're gonna go over. We're gonna go over, of course, the latest Indie Comic Showcase article from Chris Braley on from Bleeding Fool. Then we're going to also, from there, we're going to also, we'll have the wrestling wrap up and then this day in each history. So with that, why don't we go ahead and get started? Then, as we're coming up on about 4:45, coming up on 5 minutes here. So why don't we go ahead get started with all that? All right. And I'm thinking, at least based on the picture I'm seeing there, that one girl looks kind of like Sailor Venus from Sailor Moon, at least from what I could tell. But something tells me that that's not the case. Anyways, let's get into this. Let's get into As always, if you guys can help out by liking and sharing the stream, see some more friendly people to engage, that'd be appreciated. Also, if anything here grabs your attention, feel free to comment and or ask questions. We'll try to answer the questions to the best of our ability. So here we go. Indie Comic Showcase number 280, Havoc, Foxy Vacations, and Don't Tell My Wife I'm a Cult Leader. Article by Chris Braley. And he put this article out yesterday, August 7th, 2024. So basically, after I guess a couple month hiatus, I guess he's finally back to this. So let's see what's up with Chris here and all this. So welcome back to another installment of Indie Comic Showcase, the weekly blog where we signal boost a few truly independent comics that are currently crowdfunding their projects, crowdsourcing their funding in some way, or just completely self-publishing on their own. Every little bit of support for these creators matters, from a single dollar pledge to the $25 bundle. And of course, the higher tiers are usually fun too. Even if you can't back a campaign or buy a book, you can share or tweet about these projects to your friends and followers. Or you can, of course, when he does have these on, you can always tune in Thursday night here on the Mikestand, and we go over them as well. That's another, so we're providing another source for you to check stuff out as I go over the articles, as always. Let's see. On Indie Comic Showcase, we interview the creators, show off some art, and tell you how you can check out the product for yourself. Below, we have some outstanding crowdfunding campaigns this week for you to learn about, enjoy, and hopefully support by backing one or more of them. Thanks for checking these out and for being the best part of Indie Comic Showcase. Let's jump in. All right, so the first comic is Foxy Vacations 2024 by Isaac Fox. So let me see. I'm sure they're going to have a link to it. So let's go grab. All right. So this is going to be a Kickstarter campaign. Let me copy that. And now that we have that, let's see. So there's Foxy Vacations 2024. So let's go ahead and see if I remember how exactly I do this. Yeah. It's been a couple months here. As I said, this is a Kickstarter campaign from what we were able to gather. And there you go. So here's the link if you guys want to go check that out. There's the link right there. If you guys want to go check out the I want to go check out the book there. All right. So with that, let's go ahead. All right. Just leave it up there for a moment, and then now we'll go ahead and get into the article itself here. Foxy Vacations 2024 by Isaac Fox. Now that's a cute little fox girl, as it were. Actually, she might be more like maybe a little bear girl or something like that. She's definitely got my attention, though. Okay, so Chris Braley, welcome back to Indie Comic Showcase, Isaac. Tell us about your latest Foxy comic project. Isaac Fox. Every so often, the sexy ladies and handsome fellas from across our many comics need a vacation. This year, they're off to an adults-only cosplay where they'll be dressed or undressed in cosplays from some of your favorite media. The book contains 20 pages of foxy pinups and 6 ecchi comic pages drawn by artists ranging from industry pros, up and comers, even H in parentheses art, which I'm guessing probably means hentai, maybe. Grab your con badge and your camera. It's time to hit the con floor in Foxy Vacations 2024. There's a bit of a demonic girl right there. So Chris then asks, what inspired this project? Isaac, we speak often with our backers and readers and take their input into account. When we make new comics, we got a lot of requests to see our characters in new, fun, and sexy outfits. So I decided to dedicate a book to this request. Our group publishes a decent number of comics, and we're excited to add Foxy Vacations 2024 to our collection. Let's see. So hold on a sec. I do need to step away from the camera for a moment. I'll be right back. But while I'm gone, I'll go. Oh, wait a minute. Looks like somebody come in. Let's see. Mike. Hello. Let's see. BJ. BJ. Okay. Okay. I see the name Dotard in there. Is this Elfist right here? Are you using a different name right now? Different screen name this time around? Anyways, I do need to go away from the computer for a moment. I'll be right back. But what I'm going to do here, I'll put some music on. Away. I'll be right back. All right. All right, so let's see. Oh, we got a few. No, I don't know who you're talking about. There's another. Well, the only reason I asked that is because I see. Okay, so your name here is BJP6 Dotard 1067. There's another person who has Dotard in their screen name. I just thought maybe you were that person using a different screen name, Dotard Elfist. But if I'm mistaken, then my apologies. Let's see. Chester eats disgusting. Now just put on $1 million baby. Play the song $1 million baby. I don't control. I only can use the stock music that they allow. Chester. So, anyways, back to the article here. So Chris then suggests this looks like it is probably aimed at adults. Who's your audience for this? Isaac, this is definitely an 18 plus only comic due to frequent cosplay malfunctions. If you enjoy art books, pinup books, or fun titles like Udon's swimsuit specials, you're going to be in heaven with Foxy Vacations. If you're a person of culture who enjoys anime like High School DxD, take a seat and put your feet up, you're in the right place. So he acknowledges some anime, some manga elements, obviously. Here, here's some of the artwork from it. There's some. All right, so Chris, tell me how this book came together. Uh, Foxy Vacations is unique in how it's handled. I have sort of quote unquote hands off approach for this title. The artists are shown the available characters, and they pick who they want to draw. From there, I tell them the cosplay the character can dress in. The artist proceeds as they please. This lets the artist cater to their strengths to create some truly impressive and sexy pinups. There's something right there. I guess maybe from one of the male models right there. Guy works out, doesn't he? Anyways, and again, if you guys can help out by liking and sharing the screen, see if we can get some more friendly people in here to engage, that'd be appreciated. Also, if anything grabs your attention, feel free to comment and/or ask questions. We'll try to answer the questions to the best. Try to answer the questions to the best of my ability. So, as we continue on here, let's see. Chris then says, "Sounds like a lot of creatives worked on this." Isaac, there's more names than I can count involved in this one. Each page is a different artist with some featuring different artists and colorist combos. There are 6 comic pages starring our mascot girls taking on tactical mission inspired by the classic Rainbow Six games and books with a healthy dose of fan service and edgy comedy mixed in. Um, we have pinups and covers from artists such as Lyrics, Greg Bo Watson, Mitsu Blinger, Sir Nico 97, Jason He Here, Noxcuro, Tezzy 8, and so many more. Wow, these people don't have real names. They just have these like they have these like I guess stage names or screen names or what have you for. So Kristen asks, "What's your production workflow like?" Then Isaac responds, "When it comes to a traditional comic, I write a script, and my editors take it from there. After revisions and reworks, um, it goes to the artist, and process essentially repeats. Foxy Vacations is a bit different. An um, artists are welcome to tackle the pinups as they see fit. As a rule, every comic from my studio, Astral Ticket, which appears on Kickstarter, is 100% finished. This book is drawn, formatted, and ready to hit the printers. With the force of All Might's United States of Smash attack. Speaking of smashing, well, you'll have to grab a copy to see that. Hmm. And for those of you who don't know what he's talking about, All Might is character from My Hero Academia. For those who don't know what that's a reference to. Anyways, and here's what looks like a succubus right here. Yeah, quite a bit of fan service going on here. All right, so, anyways, Chris, what are you learning about crowdfunding and creating through these campaigns? Isaac, there is a great deal I have learned in my 10 years of working in comics. This is our 13th Kickstarter, and I'm happy to say you can scroll through comments and reviews on anything we've done and find nothing but endorsement. The biggest thing I've learned is to put the backers and readers first. Kickstarter backers are an amazing crowd, and to give them anything less than 100% is a disservice. That's a good attitude to have. Oh wow, this is like a Jubilee looking girl. This looks like somebody that I guess this particular fox girl is cosplaying as Jubilee, I guess, from X-Men. Um, so Kristen asks, "What are your plans beyond this book?" Um, and Isaac responds, "We plan on doing Foxy Vacations once every 2 years. I had originally wanted to make it an annual, but with our studio making so many comics and series, I simply don't have the time. Almost everything but the artwork is done by one guy. We have the next 3 years of Kickstarter planned out, including a new flagship series debuting next year. You can get a preview of this new series titled The Manticore on Foxy Vacations 2024. There's some more fan service stuff going on there. And of course, they're covering all the more interesting parts, as it were. Let's see. Any special features in this campaign you want to share with our readers? Asked Chris. Then Isaac responds, "Absolutely. The first print run gets an exclusive Foxy, naughty, in parentheses, back cover inspired by the legendary work of Frank Frazetta, starring not one, not two, but three of our mascot babes. This back cover is only used on the first round of the printing done for Kickstarter. Any reprints will instead have the default back cover used for Foxy Vacations. Um, this makes every copy from every tier an exclusive. Um, let's see. What's even better is the artwork is done by professional H artists, I guess hentai artists, Sir Nico 97. If you're unsure what the H means, um, think about a chicken wearing a tie. Yeah, yeah. Well, I've already for my viewers, I've already explained what the H stands for. It's hentai, which hentai is basically hentai are basically Japanese manga that are like considered more risque. You know, I guess you'd even call them I guess porn manga basically. You know, if you want to go that far. But they're basically, hentai are basically manga that are a little more risque. So that's what the H stands for. And why he didn't just want to say hentai is beyond me. But anyways, Oh, somebody doing one of the girls doing a. Oh, so they're doing a Velma and Daphne. Jinkies, this comic is finished and ready to be sent to the printers. The real mystery is which tier do you get? They got Velma and Daphne there from two of the girls. So Chris and then thanks Isaac. Good luck on the campaign. I'll give you the final word. Then Isaac replies, "Thank you so much for supporting my team and I. We give our best every time because you guys put your faith in us. We are listed as a backer favorite by Kickstarter for our dedication to backer happiness, and I hope you'll let me prove how this accolade has earned was earned in Foxy Vacations 2024. All right, so there we go with that one. And I already had the link up for that. So, Don't Tell My Wife I'm a Cult Leader by Todd Steinberg. So I'm going to go grab that link real quick here and put that in. Anybody else? No, not yet. And this one's another Kickstarter campaign. So I'll go ahead and copy that one. Don't Tell My Wife I'm a Cult Leader by Todd Steinberg. So let me just go ahead and do that real quick. And here's a link to that. Do this. Oh yeah, that's we're right in the first place there then. So there's the link to it if you guys want to go check that out. Leave it up there for a moment to give you guys a chance. Go catch that. Go catch that. All right, so let's get to the second one. Don't Tell My Wife I'm a Cult Leader by Todd Steinberg. Chris Braley, welcome to Indie Comic Showcase, Todd. What's the elevator pitch for this book? Todd Steinberg, Don't Tell My Wife I'm a Cult Leader is a gripping tale of rise and rebellion. Picture this: a middle-aged, battle-hardened, and bathrobe bedraggled man, Floyd Simmons, holed up in his makeshift compound, surrounded by armed state authorities, knowing that both time and the world are against him. He decides to tell his side of the story. He takes us back to 1994, 30 years ago, when the world faces an impending apocalypse known today as the internet. Floyd is just a professional couch crasher, failing hard in life until he meets Mandy, a tortured artist who will become his wife. The first book dives into their early days, showcasing their blossoming relationship and introducing a compelling lineup: a teenage runaway, an ex-felon, a homeless veteran, and a South African scholar escaping his country's violent political turmoil. Each of them have their own crooked story arcs that interplay with Floyd's journey. It's a story about unlikely alliances, personal transformation, and the power of storytelling against a backdrop of societal change. Here's, I guess, some of the Kristen asked, "What inspired you to and led to your to your decision to self-publish it?" Let's see. Todd responds, "It's basically my life's work, and so it contains a little bit of everything I've known and experienced. I'd rather self-publish than try to find a publisher. I want to get it out on my own terms." Let's see now. All right, so Kristen asks, "What kind of comic reader is this aimed at? What other fandoms might cross over for this?" Unquote. Question. Todd, I would say it's aimed at Gen X and their proteges. Perfect for the following who like the 90s zeitgeist, reality bites, pump up the volume, slacker, charming, roguish underdogs. V for Vendetta, Better Call Saul, Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, dark, irreverent humor, Breaking Bad, BoJack Horseman, Fight Club, rebellious romance, Natural Born Killers, True Romance, Heathers, Quirky Ensemble, The Big Lebowski, King of the Hill, Being John Malkovich, Wide Open Satire, Doctor Strangelove, Office Space, The Truman Show, intertwining non-linear storytelling, Pulp Fiction, Memento, The Usual Suspects, series graphic novel depth, Watchmen, Habibi, and Saga. I mean, well, why are they okay? Here's the question I would obviously have: why are they surrounding his house in the first place? What exactly did he do to warrant that? That's what I'd be wondering. Anyways, as we continue on here, Chris, tell me about your creative process and who helped you bring this book to life. Todd, I first write the ideas I have down, then put it into a script, then I lay out the thumbnails for the artist. I take I take her work, put the speech in, and send it to my editor for final remarks. One artist, former Disney animator Joe Diaz, the other is the other main contributor. Chris then asked, what have you been learning from self-publishing, creating through this process? Todd, the main thing is promotion and building my audience. I have a bunch of podcasts lined up and an email list. Chris, before we wrap up, share some of the tiers for this crowdfunding campaign. Todd, just quote unquote the usual, but it's 384 page book selling for $35. 384 pages. Wow, that's a big book. With a special running the first 2 days, $5 off for the hardback and PDF combo. Thanks, Todd. We're rooting for you. So that's quite a big book there. Anyways, yeah. Now that I think about it, maybe that Sailor Venus character I saw was from Foxy Vacations. Maybe they were cosplaying as Sailor Venus from the Sailor Moon franchise. That's possible. Anyways, Havoc by Kevin Davis. So let me go grab that. And this one's a Fund My Comic project. All right, so. And I take it this is not to be confused with the Marvel character, the mutant. So there's Havoc right there. If you guys want to go check that out. All right. Alrighty then. So Chris Braley asked or says, "Welcome to Indie Comics Showcase, Kevin. What's your pitch for Havoc?" Kevin Davis, Volume 1 is a 51-page fully colored horror manga. Havoc, Volume 1 is completely done in printing. The story is about a man named Ares, who is born half demon and half witch. Wow, that's kind of an interesting combination. His father was a demon from hell who fell in love with a witch, but it was forbidden love as the devil himself hates love and doesn't allow his demons to love. Yeah, well, let's see. Well, so if he's a male witch, that would probably more likely make him a warlock first. You know, so he's probably technically I guess I guess the term now for witches and warlocks is more like Wiccan, so it'd be like half demon, half Wiccan, I guess. Let's see. Chris, creepy. How did you come up with this story? Kevin? The inception of the comic Havoc stemmed from a deep-seated admiration for cinematic works such as Doom, a narrative centered around extraterrestrial invasions. Embedded within its narrative tapestry is a profound fascination with clandestine government entities combating supernatural forces, um, the desire to craft a dynamic, high octane comic amalgamating science fiction, horror, and military elements served as the impetus for the creation of Havoc. The decision to pursue self publishing for Havoc was driven by a desire for unfettered creative autonomy. Opting for self publication facilitated the realization of the project in accordance to my vision. This approach also afforded the opportunity to independently release the comic, reaching a broader audience sans the constraints typically associated with traditional publishing avenues. The self publishing route empowered me to meticulously execute every aspect of Havoc, from narrative conception and artwork to marketing strategies and distribution channels, culminating in a personally fulfilling and enriching endeavor that allowed for the unfettered sharing of the comic with a global audience. Let's see if any. I guess nobody's commenting. If you haven't already, you guys can help out by liking and sharing the stream. Also, if anything here grabs your attention, feel free to comment and or ask questions. I'll try to answer the questions to the best of my ability. So, continuing on here. So Chris then asked, what kind of comic readers is this suited for, and who is it aimed at? Kevin, Havoc are for those that enjoy a roller coaster of horror action driven with supernatural aspects in the story. Chris, how do you describe your style and creative process? Kevin, my artistic style and creative process for Havoc have been shaped by a blend of influences from various genres, including science fiction, horror, and military adventure. I strive to infuse dynamic energy and a sense of urgency into my illustrations to capture the fast-paced, action-packed essence of the comic's narrative. My creative process typically begins with brainstorming sessions to flesh out the storyline, characters, and key plot points. I often draw inspiration from real world events, conspiracy theories, and speculative science to infuse the comic with a sense of authenticity and intrigue. Research plays a crucial role in developing intricate details of the world within Havoc, ensuring that the narrative remains grounded in a rich tapestry of lore and mythos. Over time, my style and creative process have evolved through experimentation, feedback, and continuous refinement. Embracing new tools, techniques, and storytelling approaches has allowed me to push the boundaries of my artistic expression and craft a compelling visual narrative that resonates with readers on multiple levels. The iterative nature of the creative process um, has enabled me to grow as a storyteller and artist, honing my skills and expanding my creative vision with each new chapter of Havoc. Who else is on your creative team on this project? Kevin, I met my artist, James Eugenio, on Facebook. He's a new artist getting into the industry, and I wanted to give him a chance. When we met, we became friends very quickly, and he was eager about art, and I saw his passion, and I couldn't take the opportunity from him. He did pencil, ink, color, and lettering, and I'm very proud of the work he did on Havoc. By collaborating with James Eugenio on pencil, ink, coloring, and lettering aspects of the comic, the production workflow for Havoc is streamlined, efficient, and cohesive, ensuring a high quality and engaging final product that resonates with readers. Let's see. What are some lessons you've been learning from self-publishing and creating through this process? Kevin, there are several things that I have been learning from self-publishing and crowdfunding. One, independence. One of the main benefits of self-publishing is the ability to have complete creative control over my work. I have learned how to make decisions on everything from cover design to marketing strategies, which has been empowering. Which independence is a key thing. It's a key thing for why a lot of people get into self-publishing, right? Rather than having to answer to higher ups in a like a mainstream or corporate work environment, they can do what they want. All right, so let's see. All right. So, anyways, as we try to 2, marketing and promotion. I have learned the importance of building a strong online presence and utilizing social media platforms to promote my work. Crowdfunding has also taught me the value of engaging with my audience and building a community around my project. Um, 3, budgeting and financial management. Creating a that's a key thing in any business venture, right? Handling your finances, making sure you manage your money correctly so that you don't end up going broke as you're trying to do your work. Creating a budget for self-publishing and crowdfunding campaigns has taught me valuable skills in financial planning and management. I have learned how to allocate resources effectively and make strategic decisions to maximize the success of my projects. 4, perseverance and resilience, which again is a lot of these are things I think a lot of independent creators do, a lot of self publishers do. You know, this is almost. I mean, you just walk down the line of anybody who's self published or has crowdfunded. This stuff that he's talking about here is basically it's the textbook. It's the manual for how to self publish, right? Perseverance and resilience. The process of self publishing and crowdfunding can be challenging and requires a lot of hard work and dedication. I have learned the importance of perseverance and resilience in the face of setbacks and obstacles and how to stay motivated and focused on my goals. Overall, self publishing and crowdfunding have been valuable learning experiences that have helped me grow as a creator and entrepreneur. I have gained a deeper understanding of the publishing industry and developed important skills that will benefit me on future. Well, he says in future projects, but I think the more correct way of saying it would be on future projects. But anyways, oh, look at that. A giant irritated eyeball staring at you. Okay, so Kristen says, thanks, Kevin. Any final words about the campaign before we sign off? Kevin, on my crowdfunding campaign, you will be able to purchase hats and different merchandise with the comic. If you want to dress fresh while you read, have a blast, and I hope you enjoy some Havoc. Then Chris says, good luck. That's it for this installment. If you're a creator ramping up your own campaign or have a comic available for purchase online and you want to be featured in our weekly column, click here. And follow Indie Comic Showcase on Twitter at Indie Comics. And reach out to them for more eyes on your crowdfunding comic project. Until next time, support Indie Comics. All right, so there we go with that one. Before we move on to the wrestling wrap-up, of course, let's one more time. Let me go through the books that we highlighted tonight here, the information, if you want to go check them out. There's the link for Foxy Vacations 2024 from, let's see. I got to go back and remind myself who wrote that. Isaac Fox. That's right. It was Isaac Fox from Isaac Fox. Let's see. And then going down to the next one here. From Todd Steinberg. Don't tell my wife I'm a cult. There's the information for that. And the last, of course, Kevin Davis's Havoc here. You're going to go check that out. So the first two are Kickstarter campaigns. The last is Fund My Comics. So there's a site to go check out. So with that being said now, I'm going to move right into the wrestling wrap-up. Let's see. So the WWE is possibly looking to... So I guess the only real big news that came out is another executive from WWE has been let go by the company. Kristen, the VP in the talent relations department. No reason was given, of course. As of course. Coming off of SummerSlam, they're just, they're still kind of building people up, building storylines up and all that. So anyways, now moving along to talk about what happened on last night's Dynamite. Talk a little bit about what happened on last night's Dynamite. As of course, they will be about a couple weeks away from All In here now. 2 weeks to go here. The opening match saw MJF defeat Kyle Fletcher in an eliminator match for the American title. Had Kyle Fletcher won, he would have earned a shot at the American title of his at a timing of his choice. But he's now been, of course, eliminated from competition for that title for the foreseeable future. He actually looked pretty good in the match, and looks like they might have big plans for him down the road, but it's just not his time now. This match was also used to further draw heat for MJF's American title defense at Wembley later this month at All In, as Will Ospreay, Will Ospreay, um, as Will Ospreay came out to save his best friend from further damage, as MJF was attacking Kyle Fletcher after the match. And again, the big issue coming out of all this is, is Will Ospreay's refusal to utilize the Tiger Driver 91, the double underhook pile driver. Other people questioning why he won't use it, after what happened with Bryan Danielson. Bryan Danielson now is at a point where, he's main eventing All In, and so it's not, it's like, okay, he doesn't have to feel guilty anymore, but yet he still does. In the second match, Mariah May defeated Viva Van in a showcase match, as she continues to prepare for her upcoming AEW Women's title shot at Wembley against current AEW World Women's champion Toni Storm, which led to Toni Storm coming out to go out as Mariah May was about. It led to another scuffle between the two of them, which lasted throughout much of the rest of the night, which also came up later on in the evening in a backstage segment that you can see on as a YouTube exclusive, I believe. Then after that, Katsuyori Shibata defeated Brian Keith of the Learning Tree faction, of Chris Jericho's faction. Then Chris Jericho, who along with Big Bill were at the announce table doing commentary for the match, came down and started an attempt at a 3-on-1 attack until we got the return of Hook. Hook made his return to AEW after being knocked out of action for a while to help Shibata fend off the attack from the Learning Tree faction. In a 6-man tag match, and what some people were calling kind of an odd team up here, Orange Cassidy is considered more of a comedy character, teaming with a team that's known for being all business of FTR, the 2-time AEW World Tag Team Champions. Dax Harwood and Cash Wheeler defeated the team of the Beast Mortos, Rush, and Roderick Strong. After the match, of course, led to some more heat between FTR and former AEW World Tag Team Champions, as well as current number one contenders, the Acclaimed. And the Acclaimed came out to try to interrupt, and it led to a near brawl between those two teams. I don't know if this is AEW's way of possibly turning the Acclaimed heel here, but the Acclaimed have a title shot due them against the Young Bucks. We just don't know when that's going to go down. FTR also probably has claims being multiple time tag team champions, but guess we'll just wait and see how that all plays out. Camille, in her second match since returning to AEW, as it were, was in a 2-on-1 handicap match in which she defeated the duo of Clara Carter and Jasmine Howe. After the match, Mercedes Moné, who was in, of course, Camille's corner, Mike. Yes, BJ. What's your favorite 2001 anime series? The one that comes to mind off the top of my head would be Dot Hack Sign. I believe, if I remember correctly, I think that one was one out in 2001. That one and or Noir. So those two. That was a typo. That I was a typo. Huh. All right. So, anyways, getting back to what I was just talking about, as we're going over the so after Camille's match, of course, Mercedes Moné was getting on the mic and bragging about how she got the EVP, the Young Bucks, to suspend Britt Baker. And now this was actually to cover for a real suspension by AEW, is there was some heat, but we can talk, but that's all been resolved. But Tony Schiavone then comes onto the stage with microphone in hand to let Mercedes Moné know that Christopher Daniels, acting as Tony Khan's proxy, has told him that Tony Khan has reversed the disciplinary commission's decision and that Britt Baker is no longer suspended and is back on the active roster. Of course, since Mercedes Moné got some backup in Camille, the former NWA World Women's Champion, it'll be interesting to see if Baker can find some backup. Wonder if this will possibly mark the return of Jamie Hayter, another power-based female wrestler, who never actually lost. She was when she got injured, she was the reigning AEW World Women's Champion, and she never actually lost a belt. She had to give it up because she got injured. It might be interesting to see. This could lead to a program, Baker and Hayter against Moné and Camille. And in the main event, in an Anything Goes match, Bryan Danielson defeated Jeff Jarrett in a match in which saw, of course, Ricky the Dragon Steamboat on doing commentary as a guest. This match was brought about when Bryan Danielson made a challenge to Jeff Jarrett on last week's Collision. And then Jarrett decided to up the ante by saying, well, let's make it an Anything Goes match, because I think in Jarrett's mind, he wanted to prepare Danielson for his upcoming title match against Swerve Strickland. Led to a confrontation between Strickland and Danielson afterwards. This match is now being billed as a title versus career match, as Bryan Danielson has basically said that if he does not win the title here, he will retire. Now, Bryan Danielson's contract is technically, so right now he's technically working without a contract in AEW. So now another little tidbit that came out of this as well is on an exclusive, we saw Jeff Jarrett was being interviewed by Renee Paquette about this match. Adam Page attacked him out of nowhere for no apparent reason. So, well, anyways, so that's all I got for that for now. So now, let's talk about what you can look forward to on tonight's TNA Impact. As they are, of course, on tonight's Impact which was taped last weekend from the Florida State Fairgrounds in Tampa, Florida. The non-title X Division Ultimate X qualifying three-way match. Mike Bailey, the current X Division champion, will be taking on his Speedball Mountain partner Trent Seven and Jake Something. in another Ultimate X qualifying three-way match. I guess it's a match they're setting up for their next pay-per-view Emergence, because I think it's coming out later in the month here. Zachary Wentz, the Rascals, will be taking on Casey Navarro and Dante Chen. And a renewal of a rivalry that's been going on for a while. Jonathan Gresham will be taking on Kushida. Jordan Grace defends the TNA Knockout World title against Rosemary. And NXT's Wolfgang invades Impact, and he will be taking on Joe Hendry in an attempt, I guess, to avenge his faction mate Mark Coffey's loss to Joe Hendry on this past Tuesday's NXT. So, with that, that's all I got for you on the wrestling wrap-up. So now, let's talk about, so today being Thursday, August the 8th, 2024. Let's take a look back at this day in Neach history. And first off, I'm going to head back to 1974. As on this date back in 1974, 50 years ago today, Charlton's Love Diary the 90th issue of Charlton's Love Diary went on sale on newsstands on this date back in 1974. It sold for $25, and it was 32 pages. So on this date back in 1974, 90th issue of Charlton's Love Diary. Charlton, of course, is the company that was the original home to Captain Atom, The Question, Peacemaker, before they all got bought up by DC. Blue Beetle was home there as well. So, anyways, for a while. So, moving on now to the next and last piece of Neach history for tonight. On this date, 15 years ago today, back in 2009, Ufotables, The Garden of Sinners, A Study in Murder Part 2, premiered in Japanese theaters on this date back in 2009, 15 years ago today. Let's see. It was a Japanese animated film produced by Ufotable, based on the Garden of Sinners novels by Kinoko Natsu. It is the 7th installment in the series, preceded by Oblivion Recording, and followed by a sequel, Future Gospel. Chronologically, the events that occur in the Garden of Sinners, A Study in Murder Part 2, are the 8th in the timeline of the series. So, anyways, so with that, I thank everybody for being here tonight. I hope everybody enjoyed the show. Of course, we'll be back here tomorrow night. Tomorrow being Friday, that's our weekly trip down Comics History Lane, as I will have Apex from Apex Comics on with me to go over comics that went on sale in March of 1940. We will be looking at comics went on sale from Fawcett Comics. We'll be looking at Wiz Comics Volume 1, Issue number 4. We'll be looking, of course, Captain Marvel, the introduction of Beauty Savannah. We'll also be looking at Slam Bang Comics Volume 1, Issue 2, and Master Comics Volume 1, Issue 2. So with that, I thank everybody for being here, and I hope to see everybody back here tomorrow. Bye!